We should be coming up live right now. Yes, we are. Now I think I'm still part. Yeah. Still at day 8. So I'm still behind. I don't know if I can catch up. Because I figure that now should be coming harder. Although, to be fair, I feel like this is... In some way it's harder because I don't understand text. The text is getting kind of weird. By the way, how is Emiliano doing? Oh, Emiliano also. Oh no, he figured it out. Good for him, man. Good for him. All right then. So I haven't understood the problem from the last time because I did the part 1 and I thought that part 2 would mean that for each antenna, every single corner is an antenna. But that's not it. It just goes up in a straight line. Which then means that if I add 1, 2 antenna, this is a 7, 8, 0. Which means I need to apply... I need to keep subtracting the difference. Yeah, I should keep the difference and keep on subtracting. Or say adding. So let's create a difference. And we subtract. We got the difference and we added up the difference with the one that we liked, right? So every time you're going to be difference plus this, and we keep going. All right, let's make something clear. So let diff 1, this will be called diff 1, this will be called diff 2. We don't need this trick anymore. Good. So I was thinking doing the while let and keep pushing whatever I have. So it would be like let antis 1 would be a vec. Let antis 2 would be a vec, right? And then I would want to do a while let and get a function that will be get next anti, where we pass, or rather, while let sum anti, we get an anti and we keep going. But this sounds more complicated than anything. Yeah, I figured this was going to be easier if I just say this is equal to get line of antis. And my line of antis should take the ant1, the diff1, and my ant1, my diff1, my height, and we're golden. One is going to be R2. Very well. Which is there. Get line antis. So ant1 diff. Now this should be mutable. Yeah, I think I don't mind it being immutable. Right, so this is going to be a mutable reference to that. Height is good. And rather than pushing out an option, we will do a vec of height 32. One anti would be ant1 plus. We're going to have like a let antis a vec. Let's make it this type, right? Then make good old loop. We return the antis. And the loop will simply check if anti doesn't do any of that, you would want to break. And my anti let, and this is the problem. We can call it already anti, right? We can already call it well, antenna 1 anti, sure. We make it once outside, so let anti equals anti plus diff. Of course, it doesn't work because it's stupid. So it's ant1.0 plus ant1 plus diff 0 and ant1.1 plus diff.1. There you go. Okay, so now we have the anti, and we check. If this is false, we break. Otherwise, we're going to add one. Of course, it should be mutable. By the way, this is also mutable. And then anti is going to be equal to the same thing, but instead of antenna 1, it would be anti itself. I believe I don't need a type if I initialize it. Yes. Very well. Of course, you want it to be an mute. Of course, it is immutable, but I believe I can just say iter mute unless I am borrowing twice. Not borrow as mutable because it's also borrowed as immutable. Fair. But I can borrow their clone, which is not too expensive as an operation. Now, right, since we have all of this, we can then concat these guys into anti. And these two dot concat. Actually, it was extend with antis 1, 2. It's to be an iterable. Sure. Mutable now. And for L in for A in antis 1, which probably should be renominated to just antis. For in antis, we would like to put iter, of course. We would like to check, do this check here. So if we have no unique of A, then we add A inside. Okay, ref it, of course, because it's a iterator. And that sounds more than fair, guys. That sounds good. By the way, let me check. I believe my title should be still day 8. Be changing it when it's day 9, but it should be day 8 now. Yes, it is. Very well. And everything here, it is not needed. And let's check. So we can just add the input. And we can run it up, see what's going on. Task with time. Attempt to add with overflow. Well, 91. Those are I-32s. How is this? How is this actually working? Classic infinite loop, but why? Because this is definitely bigger than my height. Wait, what did I put at height? I get my height. Be like 52. See, height is 12. This is negative. What is going on precisely? How does this doesn't break? Like what's the big deal? We do break sometime, but not every time. What the fuck is going on? How am I getting stuck in here? There's no reason to get stuck in here. Guess this should be an or. The fuck is going on? I'm even checking. So more than 0, less than height. This is less than 0. I am majorly confused. This is so bizarre. Man, how in the world is this even working like that? Oh, wait. These are all ors, right? If any of this is true, okay. So the sum is 0. So if we are less than 0, if we're more than height, if you are less than 0. Ah, wait a second. This is the correct. Okay. Sum is 29. I don't believe so. I think it was 34. We're getting somewhere. Meanwhile, the match is for 0. All right, so 0, 0, that's correct. 0, 0, 1, that's also correct. 6 and 11. So there's a good match. What else do we miss? I think I put my pretty print here. Yeah, we're gonna go one by one and see what did we miss. Going to be probably easier. Don't quite need to pretty print that. Okay. So 1311 checks out. I can also do it like that for I in 0 to 12 inclusive. And if L is equal to I, then we print it out. We print a new line here. Actually, 2. There you go. Probably 1 is better. And there you go. So 0, 11, 1, 16, yes. 1, 3, 1, 4, got them. 2, 4, 2, 2, and 2, 10. That's about right. 3, 2, 3, 4, looks good. 4, 4, and 4, 9. Oh yeah, hold up a second. These are 27 matches. Which means there should be 34, probably 27 are from that. Then 4 zeros, so 41. Right, 31 plus my 3a, so 44. Yeah. It means that I'm missing the zeros. So 4449. Wait, I could also, rather than print this, can also make a matrix out of this. Probably it's easier to debug if I print out the full matrix and see what should be hitting and what shouldn't. There are 4 on line 5, 4 on line 6. I got the 0 here. Yeah, honestly, this is looking very good. So a couple of here, 6, 3, 6, 6, about right. 0, 5, and 7. 5. Here's 3. It doesn't work quite accurately. Oh, wait a second. I actually believe. No, it's diff 1, diff 2. It's interesting. I probably can print it out better if. Tama, if you make the array and just print out whatever we have. Ciao, ma! The original example has 34 antennas, including the antennas appear on every antenna. Yeah, I figured out. So every antenna is an antinode, and I should be checking what I'm missing. So the first line I miss nothing. The third line I miss my 0. Interesting. So this would be my 2, 9, which would be 1, 9. I missed it. Who is making an anti here? I'm guessing. I don't know what I'm guessing because I understand this one. Yeah. Understand this one. Oh, I guess my A. Wait, does that mean it doesn't have to be anymore secluded by that occurs at any grid position exactly in line with at least 2 antennas of the same frequency, regardless of this. This means that some of the new antennas. Okay. So yeah, they have to be the same frequency. I don't quite understand then how. Who is making? So I go the fuck up, right? A is in this direction. This direction for that. Let's make an antenna out of 0, precisely. Because see, I understand this. So one antenna goes here because one antenna goes here because of this straight line. One antenna goes here because of those two straight lines, and up we go. Who is supposed to make an antenna here? Because we would have am I missing something? There are 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, basically, this would mean that I also check for these guys. If they're not here, you just put it up, right? But the 3-frequency antennas are exactly in line with 2 antennas, so they will also antennas. Would this mean what? Okay, what my instinct would be is to just check on these guys, right? And we make to add the ant. My instinct would be just put the antennas in and do a look. If that's not it, I think you can just check. If there are more than 2 antis, just put it up. 34. So this works, but I don't know if it works precisely because of my input, of the example input, or it simply works. Let's find out. Honestly, kind of disappointed. But day 8 is back. Where is my stream information? We are at day 9, baby. Day 9. Should probably mean that I need to make the videos be day 8 and day 9. Fucking no. Attach. Because we would want to push it up. Right, and then it's going to be day 8 part 2 done. Very well. Minus R into day 9. And we go to day 9. Right, then, day 9. So it's 7, we're doing great today. Day 9, I know it's confusing. I didn't read it all the way through, but my friends yesterday, we were playing D&D. Actually, we're supposed to play D&D, but we end up playing Magic. So, you know, always same addiction, different methods. Water since yesterday, so not that bad. Couldn't kill me. So yesterday, instead of playing Magic, on the downtimes of playing Commander, we took a look at this. I don't understand Dick, so I'm gonna have to type out a lot. Honestly, it makes me want to break out the other drawing tablet that I have. Okay, so we're getting a little closer. Didn't end up using Alt-Let. We don't need the input as of now. We don't need music while we program. It's more when I actually type, when I draw. Another push of the bottom leaves you in the familiar hallways of some friendly amphipods. Not a word. Good. Good thing you know. Good thing you each somehow got your own special mini submarine. The historians jet away in search of the chief, mostly by driving directly into walls. While the historians quickly figure out how to pilot these things, you notice an amphipod in the corner struggling with his computer. He's trying to make, so it's a thing. A group of amphipods notice your fences. Amphipod. Oh, so that's a category. But why it's in Italian? Like, why language English US? Translation. No. Is my system in Italian? Linux check system language. Use the command local to show your current local. Local. grep uso? Nah. Lang? Fuck off. Make sure audio sector for lang, else all. Local menu A. grep lang. else. Okay, so it's lang. Echo lang? Brother. I'm gonna chat GPT this. Print out the local lang Ubuntu CLI. See, it's English. Yet Firefox is using my position. I don't quite understand why Firefox keeps giving me Italian solutions. Like, dude, English, please. Simple English. Yeah, amphipod is an order of whatever. It's a crustacean. Good. So crustaceans. Good thing you each got your own mini summary. This time, yeah. You notice I'm definitely current struggling with his computer. He's trying to make more contiguous free space by compacting all of the files, but his program isn't working. You offer to help. He shows you the disk map, but an input is already generated, for example. 2, 3, 1, 3, 3. Okay. The disk map uses a dense format to represent the layout of the files and free space on the disk. The digits alternate between indicating the length of a file and the length of free space. So a disk map like 1, 2, 3, 4 would represent a 1 block file, 2 block of free space, a 3 block file, 4 block of free space, and then a 5 block file. A disk map like 90909 would represent 9 block files in a row with no free space between. Gotta say, I don't get it. I sincerely don't. Also, I'm kinda cold. Let's heat up the brain. Okay. Each file on disk also has. Okay, let's block on that. I understand this. I don't understand that. Is it because 0 means there's no next memory? Each file on a disk also has an ID number based on the order of the files as they appear before they are rearranged. Starting with ID 0. So the disk file mapped 1 to 3 has 3 files. A 1 block file with ID 0. A 3 block file with ID 1. And a 5 block file with ID 2. Oh lord. Oh my. Oh no. Using one character for each block where digits are the file ID and dot is free space. The disk map 1 to 3 represents these individual blocks. So ID 0 for a file of, no, this is 2 spaces. So that would be 1 block file with ID 0, 2 empty spaces. 3 block file with ID 1, 4 empty spaces. And 5 block file with ID 2. The first example above represents these individual blocks. Okay, let's try to work it out. This would be a 2 block file of ID 0. Then this would be, okay, 3, 3, 3. All right, so 3 empty spaces. File ID 1, 3 block file. 3 empty spaces. 1 block file, ID 2. 3 empty spaces, 3 block file, 3. Okay, I get it. This amplifier would like to move file blocks one at a time from the end of the disk to the leftmost free space block. Leftmost free space block. For this map 1 to 3, the process looks like this. And so one at a time, like to move file blocks one at a time from the end to the disk. So he moved one file block here, and he substituted it with the first empty block. Then this, then this, then this, then this. Okay. The first example requires a few more steps. At face value, this looks blatantly simple. Like, if I look at the schema, this looks crazy simple. The final step of the file computing process is to update the file system checksum. Oh no. Calculate the checksum, add up the result of multiplying each of these blocks' position with the file ID number it contains. The leftmost block is in the positive 0. If a block contains free space, skip it instead. Continue the first example. The first few blocks position multiplied by the file ID numbers are 0 times 0. 1 times 0 times 0. 1 times 0. 2 times 9. 3 times 9, 4 times 8, and so on. So this example checksum is 1928. Let me see the puzzle input. Should be like a, yeah. Well, chief, ain't this something? The position multiplied by the file ID numbers are 0, 0. Calculate the checksum, add up the resulting of multiplying each of these blocks' position with the file ID number it contains. The leftmost position is position 0. If a block contains free space, skip it instead. So, okay, we can pad it with dots. In this manner, we remove the whole concept, but guessing after the order, zero, 0, 2 times 9. Three times 9. 4 times 8. Oh, he's talking about this one. Okay. So times by index times by. Okay, so index 0 value 0 by index 1 value 0. 2 times 9, 3 times 9, 4 times 8, and so on. In this example, the checksum is the sum of this. Okay, I believe, I get it. We should formalize this. Because at the end of the day, my input would look something like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is good, this is gone. Okay, I need to fix my kanji. It doesn't work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, yeah. So I believe that this would be a 1 straight line. I don't know if I need to, let's say, unpack this. Because when I look at the input, this is a bunch of numbers, right? Do I unpack it? There's 3 files, a block, using the character for each block, file ID, right? This small one represents these individual blocks. In the first example above, represent these individual blocks. Therefore, I'd like you to move file blocks one at a time from the end of the disk to the space block. Wouldn't I want to just read it linearly, put it in a vec? So I would read everything as a char. Convert that char in an int. So char by char, make it an int. Then go one by one. Basically, my iteration would get me the index. It doesn't though, because if I iterate, I need to iterate only. Well, I guess I should control it. So rather than a for loop, this would be a while loop. Every time that I find a file, so every odd number, every odd position, it's a file. Because we start with files. So every odd position, I get one index up. Actually, I iterate over every single element. And I keep track of the index every single time. I put as many indexes as needed, as many dots as needed, until I unpack the memory. Once I unpack the memory, I'm just gonna swap them out and perform this. Shouldn't be too bad. So my example input is over here. Rather, this would be. Okay. For line lines and for L in line.cars. From car to line. From car to. I say U32 because at the end of the day. C2 digit. And we'll call it let disk equals avec. Actually, a mutable disk. All right, and we see here 2-digit C, 2-digit base 10. So disk dot push L2 digit. So it's an option. Now, in this case, I'm going to unwrap because I 100% know that the result is correct. And then we're going to print it out very fast. Now, I saw from my friend that this will pretty print it, like in vertical, which is interesting. So yeah, it will. Makes me wonder, but I'm not gonna check it out now. I'm gonna make like a disk 2, and I push twice on disk 2 my disk. Would that mean that okay, bizarre, it's simply vertical print? Yeah, well, okay, so we're good here. Now what we want to do is to unpack it. Let's call it like unpack disk. The problem with unpacking it is I can't have I guess I can have an enum. So I can enum disk and it will be val u32, or it's going to be a dot. And my unpack disk will simply check for L in disk. Basically, if it's odd, we loop. In both cases, we loop, but if it's odd, we put one thing, and if it's not odd, we put another thing. So let's move it up over here. Iter enumerate IE. Let TMP of type disk. If L times 2 is 0, so if this is even, TMP equals disk dot. Else, TMP equals disk dot val of I. Okay, and for j in 0 to I, because that's going to be up to equal I, unpacked disk dot push my TMP. Yeah, I can use sides. Not a big deal. Okay, tell you what. No, I like this code better, so we will figure it out. I can derive the copy trait, pretty sure. And there you go. Right, then we would want to do that. We push my. Do we need to push the J? No, I'm pushing the ID. Okay. So I'm pretty sure I can't unpack the disk and push it because it doesn't implement debug, but we can implement display. So implement display for disk. It will get mad. I'm gonna import display. Then I'm gonna make him put my formatter, and I'm gonna write it down. Output and args. It's going to be write it down. Formatter on the. Well, actually, this would be if self dot. Actually, self dot match, and we compile that up, and we say some val. Then we're going to write the partition one, and we simply we're gonna write val. Easy as that. Otherwise, we will write dot. So it's implemented for the, but if I say for L in unpack disk, and we put here on, actually we don't even need that because I implemented display. Okay, and we run it up, and I fucked up the order. That's good. So this isn't exactly like that. Why? What the fuck is this even? Yeah, it was the I. All right. This looks about right. Does it though? What's the start composition of here? So 0, 0. Oh, right, for I to L, which I just already. Okay, we're working. Deref it. Yeah. Okay, it is not inclusive. Okay, we're ironing out. So 0, 0, dot, 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 2, 2. Right, I remember now that I can't use this I because of course there was the problem that the index only supposed to work when, so let mut I equals 0 and only if we add a val is I plus equal 1. But we also need to check the position. Okay, back to square one. We are here. We say let mut j equals 0. If my I will be like that, we're gonna add j, which is my ID. Rather than j, let's call it ID. Okay, my ID. Let's be even more restriction. It's going to be underscore. And ID is going to be plus equal 1, which then would mean that it's 0, 2 zeros, 3 dots, 3 ones, 2, 2s, 3s, 4s. Dot for 4, dot for 5s, dot for 6, dot 3, 7, dot for 8s, and 2 9s. Looks good. Now we write up the function that will flip it over. So wouldn't I want them to kiss in the middle or something? Because I can't really... Well, actually, I can just iterate over the array and swap them out. Can't I? I can iterate up until I find a dot on the left. If I find a dot on the left, I iterate up until I find a dot on the right. Yeah. And when the eyes are the same, when I meet, I swap and keep going. Should be something of those lines. So I'm going to actually loop here and loop here. Let mut I equal 0. Then we'll go for j here. Actually, rather than 0, this is unpack disk.len -1. And we would say we should be keep going until if I equals rather if unpack disk but you're actually going to match it. So let some num equals unpack disk dot get I. Okay, so we match the unpack disk. And we fill the arms. Okay. By the way, we're gonna match the unpack disk from J. because it is reachable. Okay. So what I want to do is coming from the left, match a value. Coming from the right, match the value. Yeah, I want to find a dot on the left first off. So let's not overcomplicate. Find the dot on the left. Okay, if my dot is here, so if we find an L, we say I plus equal 1. If I find a dot, we do nothing. Yeah, we don't need the L. If I equals J, we break. You happy now? Right. In a similar fashion, up until we find if this is a val, is J minus 1. Dot does nothing. I'm gonna make a run for the bathroom. Be right back. Hey, that's a fast trip. Well. We were saying, I figured that this is what I should be checking. I should be checking that the unpacked disk of Y and the unpacked disk of J are equal. Of course, we can't check. Cannot be applied to type 1. Yeah. Can I say equal? Well, I think we end up in the same position, right? Like we either end up in the same position, so we're gonna say less than equal. If my j is more than my I should definitely get the fuck out. Now, in the case on which I find a val and a val, I now can swap those vals. So unpack disk I, unpack disk j is going to be equal to fj y. All right. Then let TMP it is. Oh, hello, Eldin. Welcome back. You doing good? Okay, once we reach here, I guess we do a minus equal plus equal 1 and j minus equal 1. Okay, so we keep going. And by the end of it, the array should be part 1 or part 2? Part 1, day 9. Did they update the feed? Yes, I think I did. Yes, part 1. Actually, I could put it over here. No, it's better like the way. Yeah, this one doesn't look too bad. Now it's taken me a couple of reads to understand what it's asked for me, but it usually goes well enough. Still have some stuff to... Oh no, it didn't work. Well, should have figured out. Okay, so it looks like my 9 is getting swapped. But then I'm jumping 1 9. Just finished day 10, but day 9 part solution gets wrong the answer on real input. Correct on sample input though. Yeah, my friend had similar problem. Those errors are drive you nuts. Wait, what's happening here? Because I see like my 9 gets swapped but with a 0, which isn't what I want. Actually, here I have to match a dot. All right. It's an oopsie. Okay, this is better. Not good, but better. But from the left, I need to find a dot, and from the right, I need to find a num, which makes me believe that this should work. Okay, 0 0. Yeah, that sucks, right? Because at the end of the day, the hard part for the Advent to me is that it's hard since it's hard to debug because you don't really necessarily have always a way to see what's going on, especially in the input because they're big, and it's not always easy ones to say. It's not there's not necessarily an easy way to understand what is correct in this moment, so that's kind of bad. Yeah, but here I'm gonna want to print out, let's say, left would print out what we have here. Fact disk J. Yeah, as you look, my friends, my senior, since he's cheating and doing it on Ruby, he's blasting through it. My friend was stuck on part 1 day, and now he got it yesterday while we were playing Commander. I fell behind because of the weekend. Had to help my mom, had to stay with my girlfriend, so felt a little bit behind. Which is unfortunate, but what you can do. Sometimes life needs to keep going. I tried adding some debug print statement. The debug output was 10 gigabytes. Well, you can probably is easier to put it on a file, isn't it? Okay, so right left 09. That's good. While left right, that's absurd. So 09. Actually, no, that's not correct. So here I need to find a val. He needs to find a dot, but here I need to find a val. So every time that there's a val, I go up until I find a dot. Every time this isn't. Oh, I should always start from 0, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should always reset it. J0. I don't know what's going on over here. Why 0? No. I did, which is how big it was. Okay, fair enough. I actually was curious. How did you know how big it was without putting into file? Yeah. Anyway, I ain't looking at that because that's going to be like 10 gigabytes is like millions of lines. About 1 to 2 millions, something like that. We need to hit a 1 on both parts. Alright, this is not. Unpack this, got len -1. And I deleted the file because next year I will probably be out. I can dig through all of that to find the problem. But no, I can't reset this. Right, so this problem probably isn't as easy as I figured. Well, one way I can see it, I can just pick one and reverse and take a look. But my idea here would be quite simple. It would be like if you find a dot, swap it out, right? Let's see how the swap goes here. So we found a 9 and a 0, and now there's a dot here, and there's a dot here. So I would want. I guess I could probably do a condition. I should restart and do a condition that if I have a contiguous memory, or rather contiguous file, so I would like to make something like function check cont conti. How the fuck do you spell contiguous? Contiguous file. I put the principal and replace it to a file. Yeah, yeah. I figured you did that. Linux. There you go. Linux Spirit. Yeah, probably you can let it rest for a couple of days and then take a look. I'm very proud of. I'm a very proud person. So I'm always going to try and crack it until I cry. But that's just me being. What's the word? Because I feel it in Italian, but I don't. I don't remember it in English. Yeah, I'm very stubborn. So I would probably stay here and cry until it works. Okay, to check if it's contiguous, this would. But by the way, yeah, I need both. To check if it's continuous for I in R dot length for I in I L in R dot iter dot fuck it. I decided to leave it for now and got day 10 about 20 minutes after day 10 came out. Are you already done with the day 10? Can't wait to see. I'm actually very excited, but my fingers aren't going as fast as I should be. Okay. So my so let's check. Yeah, if there's a dot before this, then it means we should probably check it up. Oh, nice. You don't have time to work it out. Or you could always leave it at the end, like my friend is doing with Deitsu. So he's on Deitsu since ever because he wants to do some dynamic programming, and that happens when you. That's precisely what happens when you try to dynamic programming every single time. Let me update my Discord because I don't know if any of my friends are coming, but just in case I'm gonna update it. Good. And yeah, I need to add my stuff. I want to check what would the condition be. Check if there's contiguous numbers. I want to match it up. And see that there are a bunch of numbers and a bunch of not numbers. I might go back and see if I get this weekend when I have some extra time to throw it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, I got it. So it should be let mute. Hopefully I have this weekend time, but I'm not sweating because already I won't be able to take a look at the day 23 and 24 because I'm have a weekend out. So at the end of the day, I'm always going to fall behind. I'm gonna try to crack everything from day 20 during my vacation from like Christmas to New Year's Eve. That's where I'm gonna grind it hard. And then I told you I have also half. At least I want like first 20 days of January to work it out. If I can't, I'm just gonna make a video about the Advent of Code and drop it. Take that week off, get the video out, forget about Advent of Code. Maybe even stream a little bit less so I can edit the video. Otherwise, I don't know where to put it. I have like Wednesday night that are free, so I can do that. But still, I don't know much about editing, so I want to keep a little bit of time. Also, I don't have a lot of memories. I should fix that. let me is what would you call it? Is cont equals true. I'm supposing that it's called. But if I find, so let tmp, let sum tmp equal r dot get I plus 1, else break. If actually this will be 0 if L equals tmp, then count plus equal 1. If count is more than 1, return false. True. Very well. Now this is how I would check it up if everything is working. This way I can reset my j, unpack this.len, reset my I, and rather than checking this stupid idea, I should check my conditions here. And I could probably also borrow it. So I don't. If contiguous memory of my at unpack disk. So if it's not contiguous, break. Found reference to vec. Oh my bad, this is not a usides. Well, rather, this is also can be typed like that. I know that this is better. I don't remember why. I know Rust friend wasn't happy for me for doing that. Yeah, I can't check that they're equal. Brother, how do I, like, can I partially equal? Okay, I can. That was easier. Okay. Actually, this would be the opposite. If it's contiguous, I should break. The len is 42, but the index is 42. My bad. Stuck in a loop. Not good. How am I struggling so hard against this, brother? How? The fuck? Excuse me, what? 52. Well, yeah, if I is more right, more than len, we break. And if j is less than 0, oh, is that the u size? No, 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 no. That should be an I32, baby. And if j equals 0, break. Because otherwise my program will crash. Okay, this is something. Perhaps. This is not good, but this is something. Yeah, I would want every swap to be reset. But I get an infinite loop if I reset. So we find two matches, right? Every time that a match probably should separate the loops. That's what's breaking my back. 100% this. So I should loop until I find a dot here. Then I should... By the way, this is fine as a condition. Yeah, this is probably not needed because I can loop. Also, my loop can become saner. This would always start from the bottom. Yeah, I'm writing some stupid stuff. So for L in unpacked disk.iter, so we can check my L. All right, that's why I didn't want to. For I in, but also I want to reset my I. Yeah, let's keep the loop. Then we have loop 2, which will keep this up. J should always start. So let mute J equals the unpacked stuff. So J would always want to be started at this same way that I would always want to start. Consider assigning value of 42. Good. That's in there is value. And we obviously would want to every time reset this. The fuck are you talking about? It's right here. Actually, we break in this case. So once we find a number here, we break. Which you can't do, so it should be an outside. All right, so every time we find a number, we break. I will always grow. Yeah, I have to have lots of loops. I feel dangerous doing this. I feel dirty and in danger. So if we find a dot, we break. Okay. So we find a dot, we find an eye. We should break in both cases if I find a dot and if I is more or equal than unpacked disk dot len. It's also break condition. Same way is if j equals 0, it's a break condition. Now, this is the good shit. So this would be useless. Then we swap and then we check that it's consistent and we go. Infinite loop. Of course, why? Probably my check is not that sane. We get up to dot 6. Dot 6. I don't believe I have a 6, but that's okay. Because there's an ID. Let's thread it out. After every loop. Actually, I might even print. Rather than printing this, I want to print my unpacked. For I in, for L in. Unpack this dot ether. Print. Excuse me, what? And they want probably to print out the. Yeah, let's just make a pretty print, honestly. Every time. Function pretty print. We'll take an R. Of disk. Return nothing and for R. For A in R. But god damn it. Print my L. Okay. So let's pretty print my disk. Actually, my impact disk. All right, so we swapped a 9 with a dot, which is good. Yeah, stuff looks solid. If I take this, I think that most of the stuff is done, right? I believe that this is... Yes, I just need to get my condition correct. Yeah, because it will keep on swapping, which means that my condition of this is incorrect. By the way, I love the animations. Very well, about this. So, when we are in this position, right? This position over here. Yeah, we want to break it if it's continuous. It means we never get continuous. My idea is I'm gonna iterate over the array. If my this element and the next element. Oh, I should be going up one more. I see, because it's always going to be 2 because I'm going to... No, it isn't. L... Oh wait, this isn't how I'm supposed to check it. If they're different. Nah, that doesn't work either. Also blocker. Brother, how do I check if my stuff is correct? Because my idea is very simple. So I have dot, god damn it, a dot, 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 dot. It's gonna check if this is the same type, if it's the same type, if it's the same type. And when I find a couple that isn't, if I have more than a couple that are contiguous like that, I don't do it. So let's check if it's a digit, rather. So if check if digit, check if number rust. Like the simple way will be a match, right? So match, if this is a number, then the next one should also be a number. So I don't care about the dot, I care about the val. And if this is a val, I can match my own. In the same fashion, If this is a dot, however, count is plus equal 1. If this is a number, nothing to see. You don't want to do this because it looks incredibly silly. But it works. So, silly or not, it works. Now we're up to the last encounter, which is going to... What was it? Sum up its index times ID. For, well, we already have a 4 here, so that's a good... Let mute sum equals 0, and we're just going to and we're just going to check it out with a good I and L and iter and enumerate and a good old match. And since I'm lazy, I'm always going to make it do for the compiler. If we match a dot, we break. Otherwise, we take the... Well, I don't need the val because I already have it, so that's okay. And sum plus equal I times L. Print. The res is sum. Of course, it shall be the ref. Well, we can also do that. One 928 looks good, which means we can finally get this out. Oh wait, it's one line. Might take a while. Might want to remove some prints. I don't think it would take that long. Probably want to check how are we doing. It's like print. Want to print something that's always changing. I know that it works. We are working. How long is this bitch? 20k line. Yeah, this is kind of slow. I mean, it's not slow. Excuse me for a second, meanwhile. Well, that took longer than I thought it would. Probably could be more efficient, but what works, works. First try. My lord. Okay, day 9. Wait, how far back am I? Doesn't matter. We keep going. Need to get back. Upon completion, two things immediately become clear. First, the disk essentially has a lot more contiguous free space, just like the Amphipod hoped. Second, the computer is running much slowly. Maybe introducing all of that file system fragmentation was a bad idea. The eager Amphipod has a new plan. Rather than move individual blocks, select to try to compact the file and disk by moving whole files instead. This time it attempts to move the whole file to the leftmost span of the free space block. My day one solution wasn't memory efficient, but they ran in under 10 seconds. Yeah, either my PC is low or I'm doing something completely wrong. I mean, not day one, day 10. Mine running at about like 40 seconds, but so I'm basically looping every time from the beginning. So that is probably a way to optimize it. It would be rather than looping the beginning, it's always looping where we swapped. So I don't know if I need to reset those. Probably don't. Probably can move it out. See if it's the same. Still slow. Regardless. Because I would loop until it's completed. And I will go from left to right and from right to left and swap them out. I can probably move one by one. Like, I could probably do it in one loop and that would be faster. But it is less hard so to do like this way. And since it doesn't take 1 hour, I don't care. It's fine. The game photo the time. I have an i5, so I don't know if my CPU is so low. I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe I'm not parallelizing. But isn't Rust running on threads on its own? Do I have to enable it? I'm on a laptop from 2017. Rust Effect has a history with green threads. You have to write threads code to get multi-threading. Yeah, I figured that's how it would work. Yeah, I have an i5 from 2018. So I think it's okay. I mean, it's kind of old, but we're in the same position. So I don't know. I would love to take a look at my past solutions and see if I can make them faster. Not because of the efficiency, but mostly because of the uh, understanding where am I losing a lot of time. But that's going to be afterwards. We have to get it going. I'm already behind here. This time attempt to move all files to the leftmost span of free space block that could fit the file. Attempt to move each file once in order to decrease the file ID number. Starting with the file with the highest file ID number. If there's no span of free space on the left of a file that is large enough to fit the file doesn't move. It's a laptop Xeon CPU, but still nothing special by today's standard. Yeah, but we're on the same or similar gadgets. I have an i5, not a 7, but an 8000. We have an i5 8K. Actually, can check on my Amazon, probably. I think I bought it on Amazon. I'm curious now at this point. Like, dude, Amazon is in Italian. Well, that's okay. CPU. i5. Yeah, there you go. So it's i5 96000. I mean, this should be more than enough. The other thing that makes me wonder, is it because of Linux and Intel? I know that Intel and Linux don't get along, or do they? Does Intel run bad on Linux? Usually response this pretty well, but depending on your default, you may need to choose a more recent kernel rather than another, especially if you're going for a Meteor-like CPU. Intel and Linux usually work well together. Yeah, that's be okay. Like there's a way to check how fast my CPU is running. Nah, I have to profile the programs. I think you can profile somehow. Profile program Rust. any easy way, but you need a new enough kernel if you have a chip with both P cores and E cores. No, mine's 2018, so should be okay. Like if you know any way for me to profile my code in an easy manner, I'm gonna try to profile it just for the fun. So for the fun of it, I'm more than willing to profile it. If there's any way. I haven't really looked into profiling tools for Rust. Yeah, too bad. Yeah, but I don't know. What's your, like, let's take a look at your solution because I think I follow you right now. So should be able to take a look if you pushed. There you go. So I'll see source and puzzles and day 10. Wait, am I on 10? No, am I on 9? Like your 9, is it fast? Is it very fast? Part 1. Yeah, you're doing it in a smarter way than me. If it's file, you're doing it in an appending kind of way. Yeah, you're being more smart. So in this case, it works fine. But sometimes I still like the path finding from tree took me a while. Doing a single pass, but copying data to a new vector. That's true, but you're always making a new vector. Oh yeah, so still kind of heavy. I'm curious about the date. So part 1, yeah, so for I in LAN, for M in matches. No, this wasn't one with the path. What was it? What day was the one with the path? Because that one took me like a whole bunch. So day 8, it isn't. It should be like day 4, I guess. No, this is the Christmas one. Nope, this is the numbers one. Day 4, I think. Yeah, I figured it was day 4 too, but doesn't look like it. This is the Christmas one. Day. It can't be day 2. Then it should be 5. Nope. 6. Okay, so your day 6. You told me that it took you little to brute force and you brute force over everything. And that's the one that shocks me the most. Not having the brute force solution, but work. So you if it contains key, continue. Okay, see, so you're going to brute force, but you're jumping away anything that wasn't visited by the dude. So that's okay. I made a similar way rather than iterating over everything and continuing in my solution. Wait, why am I going to day 3? My bad. Day 6. Day 6. Yeah, in my solution, I'm iterating over my I'm iterating over the positions that you have here, visited contains key. And then I'm doing the whole shebang of going up. Right? So my guard would move 1 point at a time until I go up. And I am just checking some positions, you know. This doesn't look heavy. Because my valid block, yes, it doesn't match. The only thing that makes me believe is maybe the match is too bad. Maybe I can optimize the match, but that's how you do. Like how do you change directions? So direction, you have north, so you still have a check. I don't know. This is kinda weird. I don't quite understand why my code is so slow. I'm gonna profile some stuff. I'm gonna profile out of the curiosity. Just to know it's a me problem or it's not. Okay, day 9. We were talking about day 9. Yeah, so we move one file at a time if position allows it. I think this actually is simpler in a way because I have only to check. Well, I still have to check front and back, but then I'm gonna say a move function. Yeah, this isn't simpler, but it is probably going to be faster. The code would be the same, but actually the setup is going to be the same. I need to make a function to check for the space. So in this case, we could move the 9, 9 because we find 2 dots on the left. Then we could wait to tune out for a while. You do part 2 since my part 2 solution is still getting the wrong answer. Oh, fair enough. Catch you tomorrow if I iron it out, or catch you before going to work. I have about 30-ish minutes, maybe more, maybe less. Good luck with it. Thanks, man. Alright then, so I would want my I want to check. Take a contiguous memory over here and find a place over here. So I should check for this and then check for a place. And check for this and then check for a place. Now the hard part would be yeah, I guess I can check up until this solution. Because when I get to 5, 5, 5, when I get to 4, 4, 4, I don't want to go any further. Okay, I kinda get it. Not necessarily amazingly well, but I kinda get it. Well, now this functionality would be if I match a val, so this would be beforehand. When I match a val, I need to find its solution, its position. So up until j. So up until j, I find that there's a contiguous memory, and then we go back. Well, on the first time that I match something, so unpack. Okay, on the first match that I find, let's say 9, I need to save the value rather than breaking. Let first L, then L, and first L would be equal to L. This condition still match. So we can actually put the L out and we can break it down. Good. Now for my first L would then mean that from J up until the next number is L, for I in loop again. So J minus minus is going to be the same idea. J minus minus. If J to actually save also the, by the way, I didn't push tick, which is bad. Part 2. This is our end stage. Okay. Day 10 part 1 done. Very well. Anyway, let end equals J. Let end and end equals J. And so this is where my position ends. Now, if unpacked of J is different than L, then first L, we don't even need to actually even do that, do we? Unpacked end, then we can find it where it starts. We can say that start is equal to J, and we break it down. Type must be known at this point. Start equal to J. And both are going to equal J. Very well. So now we know where my stuff starts and my stuff ends, which would then mean I need to move it. This is getting kinda complicated. Then this would also mean, so excuse me for a second. Need to pick up my phone. even remember where it was. Oh, it's here. Yeah, guys. Actually, my job probably needs me a little bit now. I won't be way too constant over here. Maybe tonight I get around to answering part 1. We'll see. We'll see. Keep it posted. But I probably should go. There are 6 people over here. Damn. There are a lot of people over here. Well, this is unfortunate. But job is job, guys. Put food on the table. Let's find somebody to raid. Honestly, it's going kinda well. This part is not immediate. I love this dude, but he's making games, so I'm not going to bother. I want advents. There you go. C++ advent, it's ChromaPunk Studios. Let's raid him fast. ChromaPunk. Well, thank you for watching. I would see you tomorrow. If I crack day 10, I'm gonna take a look at day 10 otherwise tomorrow. And yeah, same hour, always. Thanks you for watching.